Well, welcome back one and all. It's good to see everybody, and my name's Richard Macintyre, and this is my channel. If you're new to my channel, welcome, and don't forget to push the subscribe button, which is I think down there, and also there's a little bell so you can get an alert when I'm going to be on next. I do a series of videos. My interests are numerous things, mainly gramophones and radios and record players, but I do actually sometimes venture into other things. I will be doing a video about my car story. There's another part and a bit of an update about those wonderful Bobart wheels that I've fitted to my Ford Mondeo EcoBoost car, and really looking forward to showing you a bit around that too. But today I thought we'd do numerous things. I'm going to talk to you about the Decca Salon 73, which I've been updating over the last year and a bit now, and I bought it from Bones Lane Antique Store in Essex, and a great place to visit, and bought it from a lady there whose father sadly passed away, and she was selling some of his gramophones off, and this one was in quite a state. I got it for about £40, which I thought was quite good actually at the time, and I've spent, I'd say, well, not as much as that, but I've got some spare parts. But I thought this afternoon I'd update you. And then later on, I thought I'd give you a bit of an update about what else has been going on in the world of, my world as I see it, of music and things of interest. But without further ado, let's take Mr. GoPro off his stand and show you around the Decca Salon 73. I'm using a new toy today. I've got a bit of Wi-Fi connection here, which is easier for me to switch on and off the camera from a distance, and so I'm looking forward to using that. I've been playing a few videos of myself just to get it right, because you think, oh, is it working, is it working, all that type of stuff. But this is the new office environment. You'll see that I've also got in the corner there my HMV 101 and also my Vitrola 50 VV50, which I bought last Christmas before last now. Two great machines that I'm able to display here, along with my other electronic stuff I use day to day. But anyway, let's just take Mr. GoPro off and show you around the Decca Salon 73. So this is the Decca Salon 73. A few bits missing, you'll probably notice. The first thing is, of course, the lid is still under refurbishment, and I've got that in the workshop. Still doing that, and the front doors are missing as well. I've got those, and I will make sure that they're refurbished, but I'm missing a hinge. The hinge is broken on on the right hand door here, and so I've been trying to source some new hinges. They're quite difficult to come by. The HMV 157 model, which is very similar to this Decca 73, will actually fit, but I've yet to find the hinges from an old cabinet, and the people I have contacted aren't prepared to take the bits off and send them to me. So but I will get there eventually. But I don't think it detracts too much from the overall look of the machine. It was in quite a bad state, as I said, and there was also I had the winding handle missing, the motor, the Garrard 20 double spring motor wasn't working properly, so I put a single spring Garrard in there, which works very well. I had to find several different handles, and then I learnt through experience that the little scrub screw inside the motor winding bearing, if you take that out, you can fit most handles of this type. So it does fit, but I had to move the whole of the, if you remember, I had to remove the whole of the motor board slightly to the right to make it fit so the handle would reach. So they must have had quite long winding handles, these machines, when they were around. So I think I must have got about 6 handles that I probably don't need to use anymore, but hey ho, there you go, always in the spares box. You never know, I might get a motor later. So but on the whole, it's doing very, very well, and I'm really pleased with the sound. The sound box is a Decca type. It's where are we? Here we are, this one. This is an inch diameter, and it's quite a large bore really, if you think about it, because the normal bore for an HMV over there will probably be half of that. And so what I've done is I've made an adapter, an inner sleeve, so I can fit other sound boxes on, because they don't all come in this size. Also, the 2 gaskets in here had gone, so I've replaced those, and this does sound very nice. But I thought, as I've got an adapter opportunity, why don't I play around with some other sound boxes, and that's what I've done, in fact. So I'm going to play you a record this afternoon by Carroll Gibbons. This is on the Columbia label, and this is Says My Heart. This is by Carroll Gibbons, 1934, and it's with the Savoy Orphans, Hotel Orphans, and the vocalist on here is none other than the lovely Lenner, who I think's got an amazing sound of voice. So I'm going to put the camera back over here on the desk. I have got the microphone which I could connect actually, but I want to give you the best possible sound, because otherwise you pick up the starless hiss and you get more of a high pitch where you really want to hear the lower tones, which this machine really does produce some beautiful lower tones as a cabinet machine. So I want to make sure so I'm going to put that, and then I'll wander around the machine as it's playing out. There's also a wonderful braking mechanism that Decca came up with. It's been playing up a little bit, but I think I've got it right today. Certainly it shuts off. It gets to know where the end of the run out groove is, and will shut off and turn the machine off. So, which I've had to refurbish some of that as well in the process. So without further ado, I'm going to push the start button. I'm going to wind up and enjoy. So here we go. Carroll Gibbons and Says My Heart. Wonderful, 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 and that's so hopefully, yes, and we turn off. There's actually another part of the braking system that goes and touches a spring underneath the turntable. I've yet to discover what that actually does. I've adjusted it so it hits it, but I'm not sure whether it knocks it back or whether it gives it a cue or what. I don't know. I'm sure Decca know, but I'll no doubt find out. We're using a Macintyre minor box, which probably came from a small portable machine if it's known. And there's also a second braking system here that you can use. I think that's so you can adjust the adjustable braking system when you're putting the records on. But otherwise, it's a very nice machine. I'm really pleased with the outcome, and I'm looking forward to doing the lid, really, because I think that sets it off. I do believe gramophones look better with their lids open and showing all the works. And the chromium on this is really quite good condition. It was in quite a bad state, sort of dirty wise and anything else, and it's really come up beautiful here. Even the, I think you'll agree, even the oh, where's it gone? Here, the sound box is looking very nice, shiny, almost factory. So obviously, because the lid was closed, it's done very well. There were numerous, when I took the various bits out from inside, there was numerous gramophone needles and other bits and pieces lying around. Luckily, all the screws were there, and the doors weren't actually fixed properly when I bought it, so I've kept those by. And it'd be nice to go back to see the daughter of the gentleman who owned the antique part of that mole to say how well it's done. So I'm really pleased with it. But there you go. So there's a little bit of Lenner there and Carroll Gibbons, 1934, and on the gramophone the Decca Salon 73. So I'm going to put Mr. GoPro just back on his stand now, and I'm going to talk to you about one or two other things that have been going on. So bear with me a second. Hopefully, there we are. Where are we? There we go. Right, let me get round the other side of the camera. So, some time ago, now where's my pad gone? Because some time ago, some years ago, 2015 I think it was, I did a piece about the FM signal, radio signal being shut down, and I did several updates, and I had loads of people come back to me with lots of comments about how bad it was, how the DAB signal often dropped out, which it still does, I have to say, even though I've got DAB in my brand new motor car and it works extremely well. And I get lots of stations that I didn't know even existed that are available on DAB, not on FM. And I've also got a small DAB receiver that I play through my my hi-fi stuff here, and does very well, particularly would you believe Jazz FM, but it's not FM, it's on DAB channel because they moved off the FM waveband. But it's good to see that the BBC is abandoning plans to switch off the FM signal in favour of digital only. So I'm really pleased about that, and the government always said that they would only close off the FM signal once DAB radio sales reached a certain point, and they reviewed that a few years ago. And this article in the Telegraph, which on the 18th of March, confirms that BBC are going to continue broadcasting. Because I think at the time there was something like 54 million FM radios would have to go in the bin if they switched the signal off. The FM signal wasn't being abandoned totally, it was just going to community stations, which is fine. So obviously they've found now that it's clearly better to keep both systems going, because the DAB signal does drop out, and when it drops out it goes, you just get nothing whatsoever, and I think it's quite comparable to the FM signal anyway. So but I thought I'd just mention that, and you might have some comments. I haven't made a video specifically on this subject recently, but it's good to see that it was all that time ago that we were discussing that. Something else that you may remember from my last video if you're a follower, is that I got this wonderful Gregory Porter Nat King Cole CD, and I played a bit of it in the background. It's called Gregory Porter, Nat King Cole and Me. And in this particular, you might be able to just see there, in this photograph of Gregory, he's holding a Nat King Cole LP there. And so I thought, why don't I try and get hold of the same one? And lo and behold, I have. And it's an amazing album. This is Nat King Cole and his trio, After Midnight. And Nat's on the piano there. He's an amazing pianist, I have to say, as well as a wonderful singer. And so I thought it'd complement the fact that I've now got a modern CD by Gregory, who's an amazing singer himself, doing a nod to Nat King Cole, and I've actually got the album that goes with that. So I thought that was I just sort of share that with you, This came out, I think, in 1956, so it's quite a, unfortunately Nat King Cole died of cancer, lung cancer, in his early 30s, I think it was, which is a great loss to the music industry, in my view, because he's got the most amazing voice. I've got quite a few of his albums, plus a box set that I often play, and when I'm working here, so it's really lovely to know that Gregory Porter is doing a nod to Nat King Cole. Certainly worth, it's a CD worth getting. I will recommend it amongst my list of those that certainly worth having. Something else that I purchased recently to go with the Decca Salon 73, and that's a small steel nipper. So I'm going to take Mr. GoPro off and just show you round nipper. He needs a bit of refurbishing, I have to say. Here he is. He was all of £12, I think, and he does come on this wooden plinth. I put him on there because that's where I keep some of the gramophone needles. But he's actually a money box, and if you look at the side here, he's got a screw at the side there, so you can take the two. He's really heavy though, and I think I must have paid about £5 or £6 this for the postage. But these were obviously mass-produced in quite numbers. But I thought he'd look rather nice sitting in the corner of the Decca, as there's a space there, and put him on there. Put some felt feet on him. But I've got to get round to rubbing him down a bit and giving him a fresh coat of white paint and some brown ears. And he complements the very nice, there we go, there's the steel placard that I got for Christmas from people at my office, Secret Santa, and so I can follow the shadowing from there. He's got brown ears there, so clearly that's correct. That's a reproduction of the HMV sales banner there, so that's rather good. So I just thought I'd share those things with you, and look forward to your comments. I'll just put Mr. GoPro back here, and clearly I'll be playing some more music soon, and but I look forward to your comments. If you, as I say, if you're new, do push that subscribe button, and if you're somebody who follows me regularly, I really look forward to your comments. I've had loads of comments back from my last update, and so it's nice to hear from people. What I'll do in future, if I've got any more video channels I've been watching, because I do change the channels I watch, I'm sure you change yours, of watching people like myself, I do update, and it'd be great to hear what's going on there. And also I'm going to be doing a new adventure. I'm going to be doing a paramotoring course in Cambridge with the UK PGG, and paramotoring is where you fly with a wing like a paraglider with an engine on your back. So I'm looking forward to zooming across the Cambridgeshire countryside. But until then, thank you all for watching. See you all very soon, and you take care.